So this here animation on the front page of Warhammer Community has been floating about for the last couple of days, and frankly it's making me crave something, and I think I'm setting myself up for disappointment. But I want to know whether I am setting myself up, or whether you lot think that maybe, perhaps, we're onto something here. See, there's a bunch of Adepticon previews that are going to happen next week, 22nd of March and the 23rd of March. At a ridiculous time. I will not be looking at it at 3 AM GMT. I have children, I require sleep. However, this animation shows a Terminator. There is a Terminator in the eye of that Tyranid warrior, it looks like. I did initially think, oh cool, are they doing like a little like reprint, like a reimagining, a new version of Space Hulk maybe? But that typically is gene stealers. Don't get a lot of Tyranid warriors in Space Hulk. But you do get Terminators, so we're kind of 50% there and 50% not. But the thing is, this feels like such a significant thing to highlight. This feels like something that they would only do if there was something meaningful behind it. Like a new box maybe, some sort of box that introduces maybe something new for Tyranids. But also the fact that it's highlighting the old Termies. Surely we're going to get something interesting. And from the start of the Primaris stuff, the one thing that I've wanted is new Terminators. See, I love me some Terminators. Terminators are grand. I've got a lot of Terminators. Terminators are my favourite Space Marine kit because, wow, the concept of them is badass. They have tactical dreadnought armour. They are walking tanks that are borderline impervious to small arms fire. It's brilliant. I love them. The thing is, they also are a little bit dated at this point. They're kind of getting on a bit. I still love them. I still think they're brilliant. But at the same time, the poses could maybe do with a little bit of an update. They are supposed to be a bit cumbersome, a bit tanky, but they don't necessarily need to look like they're having a poo all the time. They could also look a bit more badass and be a bit less static. Also, the ever-present issue of how does the anatomy even work? Like, it's worse on some than others. Some character Terminators have got a really bad case of the shoulders being, like, level with the top of the ears, which is anatomically at least extremely uncomfortable. I don't even want to think about the circulation issues you'd have if your arms were having to be held up in some sort of like ape-like posture for hours at a time. Granted, they have basically superhuman physique, but come on, it's still got to be rough. It's still got to be rough holding that for that amount of time. They could just do with a bit of an upgrade, and the fact is that Primaris don't have a Terminator equivalent. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Some of you are going to say, oh no, we've got the Aggressors. The Aggressors are the Terminator equivalent. No, they're not. No, they're not. I refuse. I'm not having it. The big draw of the Terminator is that 2+ save. That is what makes them so special when it comes to the tabletop. That's what makes them so interesting. They also have things that the Aggressors just don't have in terms of the variety of weapons and just the overall style of them. Like, granted, the Aggressors are interesting, but frankly the Aggressors have always struck me as being a little bit goofy compared to Terminators. Stylistically, they're just not on the same level, even though they do have some nice heavy armour, and the way that their weapons are kind of built into their armour just doesn't look as good. It has never hit the right spot for me. It's never quite scratched the same itch. Whenever I see these Boltstorm gauntlets, I don't think to myself, hell yeah, Terminator equivalents. I think, wow, those look really goofy and like they wouldn't actually properly function. Now, obviously, you've got to suspend a bit of disbelief when it comes to 40k and how the weapons work, otherwise you wouldn't get anywhere, but I don't know, it just looks kind of janky to my eye. It gives them a really weird silhouette, and it really just kind of compounds the problem that I have with Centurions, which is where the guns just look like they've been slapped on willy-nilly, and it really messes up the silhouette. I mean, if you think about it, all they did to change what they've done for Centurions when it comes to Aggressors was to move the guns from under the fists to slightly under and to the side of the fists. Technically an improvement, but in practice, still not great. For my money, the Heavy Intercessors are a much better implementation of Gravis armour than Aggressors are, but you know what? They don't scratch the itch either. If I'm being completely honest with myself, the chances are this isn't going to be the release of Primaris Terminators. If we're lucky, it might be an update to the Terminator kit, although then again, Terminators are firstborn and they don't really give them all that much attention anymore because Primaris are the new Space Marine thing. But a little part of me can't help but hope that we're going to get to see new, shiny, updated, upgraded, reworked Terminators. The question I guess I'm asking is, how completely unlikely do you think that is, and what do you think this little animation is? Let me know in the comments down below. Crush my dreams and tell me the truth of the matter. Also, remember to like and comment and subscribe and all that stuff. Visit all the links, click them if you want to. You don't have to, it's totally up to you. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.